I think you should go pink.
Pink. Got to be pink.
Yeah, I think
I've always loved the pink. Got to do it.
Oh, self-expression
for 2021.
I love it.
Right now, we're going to get classic. With Clover Classic, we're going to have a little bit of fun whipping up what looks like the most delicious tarts. We're going to do this in 2 stages.
Yes.
I don't know who's got the more difficult. I think I've got the easy part. Are you up for kind of dealing with the pastry? So,
well, yeah. Well, yours is actually more the difficult part, putting it all together, all those ingredients coming to life.
Flavors.
Mine is really just assembling them and putting it in the oven.
What I love this, you can use up any vegetables that you've got. You can add a bit of chicken if you want a protein option there as well. But we are going to be creating a beautiful tomato and onion tart. I'm going to get started with the ingredients here. I'm using our Clover Classic 40% fat spread with cream.
I love it.
Because we want
the whole thing behind all of this, Graham, and while you talk about that, is that the festive season may have left us with a shoestring budget. And I know for many of us this is true. But it doesn't mean that we can't still enjoy delicious meals. And that's why we're showing you this today. It's our Clover Classic tomato, onion, and cheese tart that gives the timeless taste of summer. And as you'll quickly see now, it'll be ready in a matter of minutes.
Literally minutes. Okay, we've gone with our beautiful red onions, which have a lovely sweet kind of flavor profile.
Yes.
Lots of garlic. Yeah. We want that flavor punch. A little bit of brown sugar, which we're going to caramelize in there. The sugar balances out the acidity of the tomatoes beautifully as well.
Beautiful.
So this tart's going to have kind of a sweetness to it. A little bit of black pepper and a little bit of salt to taste. And we're going to just stir those through nicely.
I love that.
And we want this to kind of cook through, soften and caramelize, and then you're going to end up with a beautiful
that looks like that
kind of tart.
I love the color
Filling like that.
So what I'm going to do in the meantime while you're doing that is I'm going to cut out, Graham, a frame on our pastry here.
The work of art.
The work of art. I mean, really, this is the work that belongs in a gallery. Okay, so you just do a nice little frame. There we go.
Okay, so that the outer area is going to be like your beautiful crunchy crust.
Yeah, you'll see what it looks like in the end.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so when you're ready, you can take what I've finished here
and throw it on there.
Yours.
Okay, great. Okay, so we are, of course, making use of our Clover Classic, which, comes as part of a great range. It's the Clover Classic range that caters for every kind of consumer with Clover Classic spread. You get the mayo, you get the dairy snacks and the custard. It's so versatile, and you really can use so many of these products in just about any recipe and in many, many recipes as well. And if you want this one, go onto our website, expressoshow.com.
And you want that, it's all about the caramelization with the, so you see we've cooked it through beyond being kind of just translucent. We've really broken down the sugars in those onions, and I think that balance of flavor profiles with the pop of the cherry or vine tomatoes, going to be delicious.
Well, we've given it character as well, because this really just does look so, so nice, right? It looks so ready to chomp up right now. I love it.
I'm thinking you could even put like little dollops of creme fraiche on once it's done. Cool.
Okay, so what we've got on here is I've got the filling. I've got some cherry tomatoes, which I'm going to just throw on there and look at.
I would say, look, Woolies have got these beautiful multicolored tomato selections. So get creative with it if you want, you know.
Make it pretty.
Some green, some purple, have a pop of color there.
Yeah.
And you can do them whole. You don't have to chop them up. Do them whole so you get these little bursts of flavor.
And what's going to happen, obviously, is once you put this in the oven, they're going to sort of start wrinkling and shriveling up, and that just creates the final look effect that we're looking for.
Some of them will burst, but they're going to get... There's nothing better than a roasted tomato. If you're going to cook a tomato,
roast it and tell them you heard it here first. I love it. Once again, if you do want to get impressive and you have been inspired, go on our website. It's www.expressoshow.com. We've got the recipe with all the ingredients you're going to need, but it's not a lot of ingredients.
Not at all, man.
Is this enough cheese?
I think so. Hey?
Or is there such a thing as enough cheese?
No, man. Fill the borders. Fill your work of art right the way through to the edge. Things we've got it. We might as well use it. And then this, you're going to literally, it doesn't require a lot. You're going to pop it in the oven 15 to 20 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. You want your pastry to still be relatively blonde, you know, so don't overdo the pastry, but you want a nice crisp on it. And then at the end of it, garnish with a bit of fresh basil or some kind of fresh herb that's going to give it that, just to add a bit of freshness to it.
It's going to make it pop.
And that's it, man. Und voila. So that goes in the oven, 180 for 15 to 20 minutes.
Correct.
And you are on your way to a beautiful, I think this is a lovely summer treat.
It looks beautiful.
Hey?
It looks beautiful. And it's guilt-free in its own way, to be honest, in its own way. You are having all of those vegetables, and that makes you feel great about any decision you make when it comes to food. That's what it looks like when it's all done. Look at that final
product. Looking absolutely perfect. So there you have it. If you want this recipe, you can find it on expressoshow.com.
Happy
Such
eating.
a tart. You're a tart.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic!
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.